In Chapter 3 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of financial literacy and understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. This chapter highlights why teaching financial literacy is crucial for achieving financial independence. The chapter begins with Robert recalling his childhood lessons with Rich Dad. Rich Dad stressed that financial education is essential because, without it, people often find themselves in financial trouble despite having a good income. He explained that the lack of financial literacy is a significant reason why many people struggle financially, regardless of how much money they make. Rich Dad introduced the fundamental concept of assets and liabilities. He defined an asset as something that puts money in your pocket, while a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. This simple yet profound distinction is the cornerstone of Rich Dad's teachings. He emphasized that the key to financial success is acquiring assets and minimizing liabilities. To illustrate this point, Rich Dad used the example of buying a house. Many people believe that their house is their greatest asset, but Rich Dad argued that unless the house generates income, it is actually a liability because it requires ongoing expenses such as mortgage payments, maintenance, and property taxes. This perspective challenged the conventional wisdom and prompted Robert to rethink his understanding of assets and liabilities. Rich Dad further explained that the middle class and poor tend to acquire liabilities that they mistakenly believe are assets. For example, they might purchase expensive cars, boats, or other luxury items that do not generate income and instead create ongoing expenses. As a result, they end up working harder to pay for these liabilities, often falling into the trap of living paycheck to paycheck. In contrast, the rich focus on acquiring assets that generate passive income. Rich Dad taught Robert that assets can include businesses, real estate, stocks, bonds, and other investments that produce income. By building a portfolio of income-generating assets, individuals can achieve financial independence and reduce their reliance on earned income from a job. Rich Dad also emphasized the importance of understanding financial statements. He taught Robert and Mike how to read and interpret income statements and balance sheets. This knowledge allowed them to identify whether their financial decisions were leading them toward financial success or failure. Rich Dad explained that a strong financial statement should show a clear distinction between assets and liabilities, with assets generating enough income to cover expenses and provide surplus cash flow. One of the critical lessons in this chapter is the importance of reinvesting income from assets to acquire more assets. Rich Dad advised that instead of spending surplus income on liabilities, individuals should use it to invest in additional assets. This strategy creates a cycle of increasing wealth and financial security. Robert recounts how he applied these lessons in his own life. He started small, investing in real estate and gradually building his portfolio. By focusing on acquiring assets and minimizing liabilities, he was able to achieve financial independence. He attributes his success to the financial literacy and principles taught by Rich Dad. In conclusion, Chapter 3 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad underscores the vital role of financial literacy in achieving financial success. It highlights the importance of understanding the difference between assets and liabilities and focusing on acquiring income-generating assets. Rich Dad's teachings challenge conventional beliefs about money and provide a framework for building wealth through financial education and smart investing. This chapter encourages readers to rethink their financial strategies and prioritize financial literacy as a key component of their journey to financial independence.